Getting all these ducks in a row. My favourite bit, the countdown, means we're getting close. I hope you're ready. And always remaining calm, and welcome to the Get Events Online live stream. I'm Warwick Merry. I'm going to be your host for the day. When I say day, I'm talking 10 minutes tops, maybe 15 if we push it a little bit. Welcome to the Get Events Online show. It's my absolute pleasure to be here. As said previously, I'm Warwick Merry. I'm triple certified in that I'm a double certified virtual presenter as well as a certified speaking professional. Hey, today is all about what you want to do when it comes to selecting your online event platform, be it software, be it whatever it is. We're going to talk about a few today. But here's the thing, you've got to get it right because so much is riding on it. And it used to be that the venue was the first choice. We've got to get the venue right. I was talking to some conference organisers during the week, and there was talking about this focus was always the venue. And now the first focus is getting the AV system or the online event system set up first. And there's less pressure with dates because the venues are less of an issue. Now, at the moment, under our current lockdown here in Victoria, we're not having events. Other states, I just heard the other day that the Gold Coast Convention Centre has just opened up again. It's been a bit of open, close, open, close. There's still restrictions on size. Online, there's not really restrictions on size. I don't know if you've seen, like Tony Robbins had this massive event with pictures everywhere. Oprah's doing these huge events. Most people don't need something that whiz bang, and there are so many great options of what are available, but you want to get it right. And the reason you want to get right is you want the event to be a success, however you measure that. And part of that is because you want to get the event details, the people's details. You want to get them to rebook again or to do what you want them to do. You might be running the event as a lead capture. You might be running it as selling a product. You might be leading it as a way to get into your database. Whatever reason that you're running the event, you want to make it so that it actually works, that you're getting the level of engagement that you're after, that you're getting the level of excitement that you're after, that you're really connecting with the people to take them to the next path down your sales funnel or even just relationship funnel. And this can be said for just social events as well. You might be running a committee for a local charity, be a Rotary Club or a Lions Club or something. You want to make sure people are engaged in what's going on so they keep turning up to some of these meetings. So it is important to make sure that your platform selection meets your needs. And there are a ton of them out there. So, but if you don't get it right, what you'll find is people will peter off. People won't be as interested anymore. They won't keep coming back. They won't engage with you. They're less likely to ask you questions. So it's really important that you want to get that right. So I just want to first share, this is not all of them that are out there. This is, I just went through a quick search and looked at who are some of the key players in the online events market. So here are some of the events here. So you've got, Zoom is well known. WebEx and GoToMeeting are known in the corporate space. Google Hangouts is playing catch up. See, because what's happened is Zoom is really common and a lot of people are catching up with it. Join Me, never heard of it. Oh no, that's not true. I have heard of it. Some people are using more. Blue Jeans, Jab. Look, there's a whole stack there. Some of them, and even if you look at Messenger's increasing the number of people. So depending on your event, you could use it for that. House Party's more social with lower numbers. Remo does some really good networking things that I love. Adobe Connect's very powerful and very corporate based and quite expensive. So, there are some definite options out there. So the question is always, what should I choose? The best way to select your software solution is to not think about the software completely. It really is to look at what am I trying to achieve here and what's going to get me that end result. So look at what is the experience going to be for my delegates. I know a lot of people who are getting excited about online events and they'll get studios and they'll have chairs and big lighting and huge backdrops at a big space. Some people will do it in hotels, some people do it wherever. But you're actually creating a TV show. So if you're only just using that studio, why wouldn't you create a video? I don't know about you, but if it's just a one-way push of content, a video is going to be better. And in fact, even for a smaller event, even for a smaller number of people, sometimes video is better. You have more control over the optics. You can do better special effects. You can do things like pull, picture in picture and green screen and all that kind of stuff. You can create some really good videos and then just push it out to people or get them to subscribe to get it. So often a video is better. I've been to quite a few events of late where I'm thinking, I would have preferred this as a video because then I could skip through the boring stuff. And that's the power of video, is you can watch it at a different speed, and you can, because different people absorb it in different ways. Sometimes if you're getting very detailed, video is great because you can go back and watch, repeat, repeat, repeat. You might do a live event that is a high level picture, but then get into the nitty-gritty details, so people who learn at different speeds can watch it on repeat or jump through it if they already know that. So don't be scared to use video as an option for your gathering. But again, for the delegate's point of view is, and one of my underlying philosophies is, people want events done with them and not just to them. So how do we get people involved? And if it is in a studio just projecting information out there, people disengage very, very quickly. I don't know if you've watched a TV show that just didn't quite get you, and you find yourself playing on your phone. Nowadays, your competitor is email, Facebook, whatever else they've got going on the screen next to them, because most people have either two screens or a phone or an iPad as their second screen, or a tablet. So if you want to engage, you've got to make sure you're able to engage with that platform. So make sure you can do that. Security is really important, and Zoom got hit pretty bad with some of its security issues. Personally, well, very humbly, I'd like to say I'm a power Zoom user, and I find the security upgrades are fantastic. And if your processes are right, you really shouldn't run into too much trouble. There's always going to be some people trying to hack the system, but with the right processes, you should be fine with security. Some corporates don't allow it for whatever reason. So you've got to get to know what they like and how they do it. Now, from a presenter point of view, you should be almost agnostic to the platform, because you can just tell them whatever you want. I can present and pump whatever you want down the line, because my engagement skills, my video broadcast, whatever it is I'm giving to you, is really quite agnostic, and all I need is just that stream to get into your system. Different systems do different things. So you really do need to research. So if you are joining us to look at, tell me the one thing, there really is no one answer. But what I will do is give you two. What I'm going to share with you is, these are the two that I really like. I'm a big fan of these two. My preference is for Zoom and Remo. And the reason I picked these two, mainly, let me talk about Zoom first. I find Zoom to be very, very user-friendly. It is incredibly easy for the user to use. It's so easy to jump on. You don't need to register for it. You can send links to people and just say, hey, this is what it is. There's some great power in Zoom's back end. You can piggyback it. I've been using Eventbrite often to just get all the details that I want and send the communications, and in that email on the day saying, click this link to join, a single click, bang, you're there. I was talking to another colleague the other day, and then like a friend invited me to one of their shows. By the time I clicked the button, had to register for the event, and then clicked the other button, then had to register for the product and put all the same information again. She said, I just walked away. It was too hard. And I think that's the underlying thing that you have to keep in mind. You've got to make it easy for your people who are coming, for your delegates to join and join in. So therefore, the software's got to support that. And Zoom does that really, really well. Whether you're using Zoom Meeting or Zoom Webinar is really up to you. I like Zoom Meeting because I can see faces and they can see faces, and it becomes more personal. It's actually more intimate online than it is offline, because I'm seeing, at one screen at a time, 25 faces right up close. If I was in a meeting room, I'd be sitting back or on a table and I'd be quite distant. So this enables me to get a level of intimacy that you cannot get face to face with all the people in your room. So I like Zoom for that. I like the way the Zoom has the tools like the polling, like the chat box, like breakout rooms, like the whiteboards, like the annotations, like the ability to, I use the green screen. I'm not a fan of green screen, but if it's used well, it can be good. I will often put slides behind me. So it's very powerful in that it meets a lot of the needs. Let's be honest. Any event that you look at, any event software you look at, is really only going to hit 80% of your needs. So it is about doing the best with what you've got. So sometimes you can do things in your presentation or in the way you run a meeting that takes advantage of the different services or features that your software has. So that's Zoom, and I really like Zoom for some of the stuff that it can do. The other one that I like here, of course, is Remo. Remo is a relatively newcomer to the market, and I've got to be honest, it's a lot more expensive than Zoom is, but it does something superbly, which is it does really good networking. That's one of the things that Zoom can't do at this stage. No doubt they'll build it in down the track, because it's really hard to have a conversation. Yeah, you can go into the breakout rooms, but you don't have the ability, without a whole lot of foofing around, to pick what breakout room you go to. Whereas with Remo can do big presentation main stage, so everyone gets the screen and they have a chat box down the side. But what it does have is a whole stack of tables on multiple floors. So you can say to people, hey, I'll meet you on level 2, table 4, and you can go and have a conversation. You can drop in on other people's conversations if you see someone you want to talk to. So it really is powerful like that. So it can do some really good things if networking is a key part of a bigger event that you're running. So I like Remo for being able to do that. Now, one of my friends who's in Thought Leaders said they had a really good conference where they ran Zoom and Remo in parallel. So Remo was the networking space, and you can have sponsored tables and you can have a few other things. And so that was you're either in the hall having your session in Zoom where we have a program of click this link for this topic, or you're in Remo just hanging out, chatting to different people. And I thought, well, that's a really cool idea. So don't be restricted to just one technology. You might use multiple technologies at once. And I know Remo, and I believe Zoom can too, can run several instances at once. So what Remo can do is break off into other sub-rooms where you have different presentations and different networking setups. So they're the two that I like, but that's irrelevant. The reason I like them is for what they give me. So for you, and you're deciding what is the best platform for us, and don't get me wrong, in that list before, let me just pop that list up again, there are many, many options there, and most of the options that you are possible are not even on this list. Like Events Air in Australia has got some really good stuff that they're doing. There's a few things about it I don't like, but a lot that I do. Again, it's that 80% rule. There are so many different new and emerging technologies coming out as well, and there are some of these technologies that are changing what they can do. And GoToMeeting also has GoToWebinar. It has, there's a whole lot of stuff. So you've got to really look at what is it that I'm trying to achieve. And I think that's the important question for all events, regardless if they're online or offline. What am I trying to achieve for me, for the owner of the event, and for the delegate? And what's going to get me there the quickest and the most easy? To my mind, Zoom and Remo do most of what I want. Your event might be different. And if you're doing a much larger event, you need to make sure it can deal with that kind of capacity. I've heard some comments about Remo, its stability is not that flash. But again, there's such demand on these services at the moment. It's like Zoom, it's like things happen. So you've really got to look at what is it that you're trying to achieve and what's going to help you get there. So the foundation questions are what counts here versus the what is the technology questions. So that's what I wanted to cover today. It's really important to get it right. If you want your events to be popular, to get people have repeat business, keep coming back to you, if you want them to get more value out of it, you've got to make sure that you do the groundwork about the event before looking at the technology. If you get it wrong, you'll lose customers. And yes, we've talked about it, it's 5 times easier to get keep an existing customer than get a new one. So you want to make sure that you can do that. Let me just quickly duck over to Facebook, see if any questions have come in during the live stream, and see what fun and exciting stuff has happened. At this stage, it's saying to me the big no, it hasn't, which is fabulous. That means it's less work for me. So thanks for joining me. Next week, I want to talk about hybrid events because they are a completely different kettle of fish. They're sort of same, but different. So make sure you come back next week. We'll talk about hybrid events. The replay for this will be on YouTube and Facebook. If you liked it, please share it with your friends. Get in touch. Head over to the website and sign up to my newsletter because I've got some great stuff there that I'll help you with. Here, look, have a look at this. That's where you go. Head over there. And if you have any questions about your next online event and you need some help to structure it and get it cracking, get in touch and I'm more than happy to help you. I'm Warwick, Mary the Get More Guy. Thanks for being part of Get Events Online live stream. I will see you next time.